Good morning, folks. This morning's soap of the day is going to be from Save Master General, the SMG Barbershop. That's what the SMG stands for, Shave Master General. That's what the soap looks like on the inside. You can push your finger in it so it's fairly soft. I'm going to work things a little bit different than what I normally do. If you watch some of my videos, I'm going to go ahead and here we go. Here's the reason. I'm going to use the pre-shave, and so in other words, I put a hot towel to the face, but I have not put any bloom water to the face for like a pre-shave. So I'm going to give this pre-shave a try and see how it works for me. I failed to mention it in the blog yesterday. I did give it a try yesterday, and this one here, it's methylated ice, and I do like the menthol. It's pretty nice. Alright. And I am still shaving with the Starling using a Treet super blade, blue plate. I change the blade out every time. In other words, trying to get used to shaving with it. It is different, but like Douglas said, there's going to be a learning curve. It is very how can you say, similar to a gym, but on the other hand, it's a bit different, just a bit. So far, see, today's Wednesday, so Monday and Tuesday I have shaved with the Starling. Got it whipped up here in the distinctive goat bow. Yeah, I did get a little wild with it. This is a haircut and shave brush, and I think this is like a 26mm if I remember right. And I got a link below for a lot of this stuff, so if you're interested in checking it out. Anyhow, got it all whipped up here. Now that I lost my train of thought. But anyway, Douglas had mentioned that, you know, this is going to have a learning curve to it. And I have shaved with a few gyms, including Micromatics. And yesterday and Monday's shave, I did not have any cuts, nicks, or weepers. So my experience, you know, paid off, at least in that aspect. But it might just be, I haven't had, at least not that I can remember, I think it was a PAA blue carbon, that when I would use it, it would sing for me quite a bit. And this one here, at least with the blue blade using a Treet Super, it has a tendency to sing for me, if you will. A lot of feedback. I'm going to try to do this different. There we go. I still might come across there like that. It seems to work better for me right there on that spot. Glass is getting away, you know. I do find myself wanting to, it feels a little bit more natural to try to buff with it from time to time, especially against the grain. I found that with a number of the injectors, I found myself kind of feel like that's the way to go, is to do a buffing motion with the shaver. But I have to say, with the GM Micromatics, pick one, doesn't really matter. Or at least for me, the I don't have that, I guess you might say, that urge, that feeling to want to try to use a buffing motion. Not sure why. If you're kind of wondering, I do have hair that grows way up there. The reason why I feel like feel like the need to go that high. No, not everybody has hair way up there. If you're wondering about the blue plate, and it has the letter A on it also. If you're wondering about the blue plate, how mild is it? I haven't used the, we'll call it the gold plate. I think he's referring to that one as a beta. And I haven't shaved with it just yet. My intentions are to continue on with the blue plate until Saturday, and then on Monday start with the gold or the beta. If you're wondering how this compares to, the blue plate compares to another shaver, the Micromatics is the ones that I guess you might say I have a tendency to really like. They're my favorites, I guess you might say. Especially the Flying Wing. And my opinion, my experience right now, is that it's not as mild as a Flying Wing. I have to say a Flying Wing is a very smooth, comfortable shaver. This one here is somewhat more aggressive, even with the blue plate. Now I don't know about the. I'm assuming the beta plate, the gold one, is more aggressive, but then again, it may not be. It might be totally different. Depends on, on the individual. And like I say, I'm still using a Treet Super right now, and tomorrow I'm going to start with the. I ordered these from Douglas when I ordered the Starling. I'm going to go ahead and give these a try, and I'm going to give those a try and see if the shave's any different. Still use the blue plate tomorrow, and I'll do another video on Saturday, so I'll be able to talk to you about, if you're not following along on the blog, how the shave's going. It may sound noisy when I'm shaving. In other words, quite a bit of feedback. But like I said, I'm not getting any nicks, cuts, or even weepers. So now I've had some that that Gillette old style. Boy, I tell you what, it's made a mark in my memory. That's for sure, about being aggressive. At least to me, it is. The R41 that I have is a smoother, more comfortable shaver. He's very efficient. And the one I have is got the rose gold handle. Just a beautiful shaver. Really like shaving with that one. Get a very close shave. You get For me, I get darn near BBS without even trying. Just do my normal routine in shaving. It's a nice shaver. With the Geomicromatic Flying Wing, don't get BBS, but I do get a very smooth, comfortable shave. To me, in my opinion, the clog proof seems to be probably the most aggressive among the three. I think it's more aggressive, at least in my experience, than the open comb. I'd have to say it's one of those things where your mileage will vary. It will, especially on the blade. I know that using the PAA blue carbon, I can't think of a razor I haven't used it in that it doesn't sing. It does have a lot of feedback using that one. In my opinion, it's probably the least smoothest shaving blade that I've got in the way of single edge. If you hadn't seen the other video that I did with that I did on Monday with this, I've kind of mentioned about this. You can darn near call this a clog proof. Because it does not clog. I do like the menthol on the pre-shave. I can't tell you one way or the other right now, second time using it, whether it adds any more to the shave in the way of make it any slicker or smoother or anything of the sort. I can tell you that menthol does feel good on the face, at least for me it does. I have one other pre-shave came along with the clown fruit that I, at some point in time, I plan on using. It, you know how soap and stuff like this is. It takes a while to go all the way through it. I know I sure do like I do enjoy using it. I find myself liking the, I guess you might say, the experience of the gem shaver. Excuse me. It's the one of those things I enjoy is that you know you get a new razor and it's the challenge of quote unquote learning how to master it. And this one here has got a learning curve. I every once in a while, even that last pass, I find myself not keeping the face, if you will, against my face on the cap. It'll take some practice getting used to it. Might be something maybe it's I don't know if it was intentional. It just now dawned, it just hit me that seemed like the last few razors that Douglas has that he's put out has a almost like a preset angle on his shavers. May not be intended, it just might have worked out that way. But I am trying to keep this part right here flush against my face if I can. It's not always the easiest thing to do. On the pre-shave, maybe this is where it's noticeable now, because against the grain, especially on my neck, it's smoother than the previous two shaves. And maybe that's the pre-shave. Then I'm getting better with using the shaver, huh? A lot of slickness there. John Romanoff, he's the maker of the soap. I've got a few of his soaps, and I haven't found a soap yet that he has that doesn't have considerable slickness. He's a straight razor shaver, so you know he's going to be slick. Got to have that glide. Get the impression that, at least for me, my experience, as you might be able to tell, it seems to be pretty easy to get your method, your system, the way to shave with this shaver. It just seems to come with the shaver. Natural. In other words, it's not always like that with some of the other shavers I have. But this one here, you know, especially against the grain, it seems to work better for me if I do a buffing action, and even the buffing motion. And not only that, the fact that you can, with John's soap, there is slick enough that you can go back over the same spot a few times, and no weepers, no nicks, no cuts. Like I said, if you're looking for something that's on the mild side, I don't even think this blue plate I would consider mild, not in my opinion. So if they're considering the gold plate aggressive, we'll see. It could be aggressive, but maybe it's a little bit smoother, and that may be the difference, where the blue plate is not as aggressive and the gold plate is, but maybe there's a difference on how smooth the shave goes. Because I think that's for me, that's where the R41 is at. It's very efficient, but for me, it's a very smooth shaver. I mean, like I say, when you talk about aggressiveness, most people that are in the shave community know the R41, and it's considered to be one of the most aggressive, but I think the Gillette old type is somewhat more. I can tell you this much, it's not near as smooth. At least my experience. Every once in a while, right there, get some stinging right there. And I think it has a lot to do with when I get right up in this area of the densely populated area. Every once in a while it has a tendency to get a little irritated. And it doesn't matter what I'm shaving with. Just every once in a while. Shave went well. There's witch hazel. Trying to make sure this one don't go too terribly long. And it's just a little long. So I think what I'll do is I will use my aftershave balm off the camera. If you see me last time use it, there's pretty much the same routine there as this Barbasol. I found it in a store called Big Lots, and it was $1.50. Thought I bought 2 or 3, can't remember how many. I bought what was left on the shelf. At that price, you know, plus handing out some for Christmas and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and, like I say, I just used just a small amount because a little bit goes a long ways. Does have a nice scent to it. A lot like the scent is a lot like here. Because I've been thinking about using it here pretty soon. Is Aqua Velvet's 5-in-1. This is some good stuff too. Especially if you're looking for a balm or something like that. At any rate, so starting tomorrow, which is Thursday for me, like I say, I'm going to start using this blade right here, and I'm also going to be using the beta plate or the gold plate, and I'll have another video on Saturday, let you know what my thoughts are on it. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and warm because it's cold. Smooth shaves to you.